Hello world, today is Monday, December 15th, and it's 9:47 p.m. This is another vlog, a 10 minutes raw unedited talk about what is top of mind, a kind of public journal and a captain's log on this journey of life. This journey of life. I was just listening to this techno song called Journey, and it's about how life is a dance, and it's got like Alan Watts kind of quotations about how life is about not really the destination, but about the musical dance that you play, not to be taken seriously. And so that's been top of mind, and I was like, captain's log on this journey of life. Journey is the name of the song. Life is like this dance. So I'm going to talk about 10 minutes about kind of a public journal. And I'm amazed at this medium of YouTube. And I've been doing this for like 3 or 4 years, and I'm kind of repeating this at the beginning of every vlog, like to be fresh about this, like to set the intention and the tone and like what the hell this is about. And it's like playing with the medium of YouTube of what it is, what it means to record your essence, your video, yourself, your voice, your face, your whole body on camera, and then put it out there for all the world to see. Like, this is a fascinating medium. It's a communication device. This is what computers are for. Steve Jobs was all about, like, computers in the 90s are going to be all about being networked. And he wrote this in the first letter of the next computer, when he shipped the next computer. He wrote this in this little letter to the customer. And he just breathed life into the internet, because then Tim Berners-Lee at CERN got a next workstation, and he was like, okay, what the hell am I going to do with this thing? We just got this very expensive computer. Of course, he reads this letter from Steve Jobs, hand-signed, and he's like, computers are communication devices. It's 1989. What am I going to do at CERN with this next workstation? And all these, they're all about creating these libraries of object-oriented languages to make writing software easier. And what did he do? He wrote WWW, World Wide Web. He just invented the whole internet. And of course, Steve Jobs is like the one that is like hammering to everybody, this is what computing is about, this is what it can do. And he's just the guy that just builds computers. That's what his job is. And so for me, it's like, that's what I have to find my purpose. And what the hell am I doing with my life? That's my... Okay, when I heard today about, like... There's a clip of Vitalik talking about Bitcoin in 2015. And I just watched it today, and I retweeted it, and it's brilliant. And like, you see a clip of like this like anarchist or like some kind of party of like Bitcoin people, and you can just tell those kinds of people are like tuned in. And it's like, this is like the Bitcoin movement really tapped into this digitization of the world. And hey, by the way, and then I'm like, I just need to like, Vitalik is like the Steve Jobs of today, and if I'm not really tuned into what Vitalik is about, I'm really missing the boat. I'm missing the boat. Like, if I wasn't freaking studying Steve Jobs in the 2000s when I was a teenager, I was missing the boat then. And if today I'm not studying Vitalik closely, every single thing that he writes, then I'm freaking missing the boat. So that's gonna be my mission, of like really pay close attention to what Vitalik is about, what he's writing, what he's thinking, and what he's written, his body of work. And that means like building tools that help me do this. And that means like building AI clones of Vitalik with all of his writings, and like using them every day. So I was just at the gym today. I just got out of the gym, and now I'm going to take my Grab to the D1 to a cafe to do some work. And I got into a new hotel today, and there's a bit of a story around that, but I'm going to leave it at that. and so I was at the gym, and I got some ideas about startups to work on. One of them is like proof of workout, inspired by the Edge City kind of workout app that we had in the Telegram. And it's like you take a photo of yourself working out every day, and you get points, and you do that within a group of friends, and it builds, and it strengthens weak ties and builds a relationship, and so that's a very important thing, and that's an app that I really am passionate about building. And okay, I have a ton of ideas, but it's really about execution. You have to really execute on them, but it takes a lot of time and persistence to really make them into reality, to breathe them into reality. The second startup idea is about on-chain gaming hackathon platform. You host a hackathon, everybody pitches in a stake. Everybody then submits their hack. It gets hashed and it gets evaluated by an AI judge. You get a score that can't be altered, and it can be proven that it's not altered. So that's the verifiable LLM, kind of like eigenlayer thing. Then you get a score, and then based on that, you get a percentage of the wins. Then you get a percentage of like tokens, and so that's the second idea. And by the way, like I have to really tune in on catching up with Vitalik's or like blockchain life, because like if you're sleeping on Vitalik, you are really missing out on. You're behind, and so I feel like you don't understand like the DeFi DAOs. There's already been ages and eons and layers of cycles that you have to be understanding the underpinnings of. Okay, that's the second app. The third idea of a startup is so I observing like how AI works and how it really helps is by helping you make decisions, and that's done through having context on all of your information. And actually I saw a Tuturu, which is an open source project that these guys from RMIT University did, and like they're tuned in on this, and I've also had this insight that this is the kind of app that's really the future, and like this is the time where it's incubated right now, and it's just guys like that are going to be really creating the next wave. And so for me, it's like I have to really recognize that, and like do I like, because that was like really the impact as more from the journaling standpoint. They're more across connecting all the different context APIs like and tools. So there could be multiple ways you could go after it, but like I'm thinking like I want to like be they're doing it open source, and I'm like I feel like they have a strong case to like make this into like the next Google, basically the next like an extension of your mind. Is like second is like work on Luminolog, my journaling app, and like make it that kind of thing. So maybe do both. Another thing is like, so that's the idea number 3, is like the all-in-one AI second neocortex kind of thing. And the fourth thing is AI on-chain games, like education games, betting games, like bet on anything, like staking. You and your friends stake something, and then whoever completes it wins. So in closing, like keep like if you're not another thought that I had at the gym is like if you're not going to all the crypto hackathons and crypto conferences, you're really missing the boat. You're really missing the like what are you doing with your life? Like that's where really the future is being built. So it's a note to myself, like don't miss out on this. And this is a insight I had many times, but then like often I would like go back home and like kind of forget about it and like I'm just used to like grinding and like going to focusing on like freelancing or 9 to 5, and then like you really have to push harder into being connected with the global ecosystem of crypto movements. Like this distributed kind of ecosystem culture is really important to be a part of that and find your role and how you can bridge how you can be a bridge across cultures and areas and be a global person and be an intermediary and make yourself useful and build relationships that last and that you're like trusted part of the ecosystem. So that's another thing. And then the last idea is like AI video. Like I just created EcoNode, this kind of short film yesterday with my friend Mike from Edge City, and I made it with Midjourney, and it's like 60-second sci-fi short film, and it looks amazing. And the thing is, like, I can make all of that into an agent app. So that's the second thing I need to. That's the fourth app idea, and there are tons of app ideas, but it's okay. Just appreciate the ideas and do your best to make them into reality. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So now it's over 12 minutes, so I'm going to end it with sending you good thoughts, frequencies, vibrations. May you be free from suffering, and sending you good thoughts and frequencies. Peace.